Man, he just went off.
And then she just walks away.
She walked away from her job as border czar. I have the remarks right here. Joe Biden, I've asked her to lead our efforts to help stem migration to the southern border. Now, if you want to lead, you have to be able to follow orders. And she just didn't follow the order at all. She let 20 million illegal aliens into the country, Jessica. And then how many has she deported? Less than 1%. Why? Because she wants them to have amnesty so they can vote. That's the truth. If she wanted to clean these people out, she could, like Barack Obama did. She's lost 300,000 children. They're working in sweatshops. They're being sex trafficked. You know what the cartels are doing now? They're giving the kids drugs so they're more dozed off and compliant when they're smuggled. She's created a cartel bonanza. The cartels have never been this rich. People are they're being murdered at the border. She's never named Lake and Riley once in her entire life. This is destroying the fabric of neighborhoods here, destroying the fabric of small town America, because it happened way too fast and recklessly. It's impacting housing. It's impacting schools. It's impacting crime. It has to stop.
He tells it 100% just like it is. He goes into every single detail. That's a reality. You're talking about over 20 million illegally just come right in. If this woman were to get into office, that number is just going to explode even more. Say it just doubles and it doesn't triple or quadruple. You're talking about over 40 million. Think about that. Just think about that number. It's just ridiculous. Then he goes into account, and this is something that nobody talks about, 325,000 missing migrant children. The news doesn't cover it or anything, but remember, when it was with Trump, and I believe it was a little over 500, I think it was like 540, maybe a little bit over that, of missing children, right, that were separated from their families and all. What about that? They weren't able to link up with the parents. They made a gigantic deal out of that. Think about that number, over just 540 compared to 325,000 and counting on a daily basis, where they come in like, oh, there is no parent. Some of them have a number on them. Right, let's call this number. Hello? Oh, yeah, Frank, there's a kid here. Is this your kid? Oh, yeah, it's mine. I'll be there to come pick him up. And then they're never seen again. And nobody talks about it. And he hits the nail right on the head, exposing this whole corrupt system. And it's just a sad, just harsh reality. If you guys ever get a chance to watch The Sound of Freedom, just a sad, but just a great and eye-opening movie. I highly suggest that you watch it. Even have your kids, if they're old enough to understand what's really going on. And that's highlighting it. All children are important. All of them. I don't care where they come from. India, Africa, they're all in. What's being done to them is just... It's just ridiculous. There's no words for it. They're not helping these people. None of these children are being helped with the way this whole situation's going. And it's not going to end. Trump needs to highlight this 325,000. He needs to highlight this in every single speech. Next big interview he does or town hall, he needs to drill this into the American, because a lot of people don't know about this. Drill this into their skull on what's happening. So say you have 325,000, and once again, just how we did the 20 million number, extrapolate that, double that. You're at 650,000. And the numbers aren't correct. Whatever number they have, you should just put 100,000 on top. I don't believe anything coming from the media. You can't believe anything that they're telling you.
True. It's true.
But this in particular right here, this is only going to get worse, and there's going to be no end in sight. So I take my hat off to Jesse and just give it, and he highlights exactly what they're trying to do with the illegals in the country, the reason they're bringing them in.
She let 20 million illegal aliens into the country, Jessica. And then how many has she deported? Less than 1%. Why? Because she wants them to have amnesty so they can vote. That's the truth.
Just like the black folks. I saw this the other day. They were voting for Joe Biden, right? Just black, right? African American, at a 92% clip. That number's fallen. I believe they said it's about 82 to 84% with Kamala. Think about that. No other demographic, no other group votes that heavily in one direction. So all these people that are waking up and seeing that they're just being used and they keep selling them all this stuff, we're going to stop the racism and all this garbage, they're not going to need you anymore because they are putting these people in place of you. They don't need you anymore. They got these people from Venezuela, the Middle East, Africa, all over, in Brazil and Congo. All of these people, Ecuador, these people are coming from they don't need you anymore. So you can say, oh, I finally see that they're using me for a vote and all that. They're not going to need you because they're Why do you think they're going in and they're giving all the money to these people? Stay up in, we don't care about the homeless on the street or our veterans. You can stay up in these 5-star hotels in New York and Chicago. They're giving them rental assistance, debit cards with I saw something where somebody had 13,000 on a debit just to spend freely on whatever they want. It's not like it was just for housing, which would already be a sin. No, it's just you can use it for whatever you want. These people are showing you exactly what the future is going to be. And if this is the future that anybody wants to partake in, you are out of your mind. And if you have kids and you want your kids to walk into this, you should be ashamed of yourself.